right. Now, help us, let us understand the thoughts behind you coming to Sierra Leone after you realized that you have these ancestral roots to Sierra Leone.
Well, you know, if I'm talking about Creole,
go ahead.
I don't realize I've been born a Salon, Sierra Leonean. And my papa from Poobu, and my mom from Waterloo. So even though I was born in London, my heritage was always a Sierra Leonean house.
Right.
You know, my mom, in fact, is from Ghana, but she moved to Sierra Leone when she was 12. So myself, not, you know, my culture is Sierra Leonean. Me Creole, it was small, but you know. So my point is, it's not a realization of my ancestral roots. I've always seen myself as number one, a Sierra Leonean. Number two, African, you know. Right. I think, you know, coming home is a rite of passage. You know, it's something that anybody that has African roots or any other roots, to go back to where your parents are from is an important step in your own materialization, you know. Right. So now I make it come back more and more. The first time I came was 2019, and it was a welcome, a homecoming. You know, people then dip on the street, they hail me, give me a lot of love, you know. Right. And I've been to many African countries. This was the biggest welcoming I've ever had, you know.
So let's get to talk about that. 2019, when you first came to Sierra Leone, that honor, that sense of belonging, that this is where I come from. Yes. It was huge, to a point you were honored with the citizenship status. Yes. And there was this investment opportunity you also presented in Banff. Yes. First off, what are the thoughts around that? Yes.
So, you know, when I came back to Sierra Leone, it was important for me to recognize and amplify the opportunities in Sierra Leone. You know, not just for Sierra Leoneans or just for Africans, but internationally. People need to see how beautiful this country is, how resourceful the people are, and what the culture has to offer. The history in Sierra Leone is so rich that the only narrative is about either civil war or Ebola or all the negative things there. So for me, one of the things that I thought I can do as a proud Sierra Leonean living on the international stage is try and shift the narrative. So the Banff Island project is, you know, look, it's one of the biggest dreams of my life. You know, I've done many things, but to try and see Sherbro Island into the dream me and my partner has is beyond my actual capabilities. Right. But I'm thankful that, you know, the Sierra Leone government, Madabio, has been a very sort of faithful partner in trying to construct how we do that, not just for Sierra Leoneans, but also for the rest of Africa. So I think 3 years ago, we signed an MOU, which allowed us to discuss how we can utilize, strategize the sort of construct of making Sherbro Island a fantastic tourist destination. And in that last 3 years, it's been a very complex negotiation of how to do it and do it correctly. Okay, some of the difficulties are, first of all, Sierra Leone has a history that does not favor investment to come here. You understand? Right. And it was trying to find a construct, an instrument, a framework that allows that history not to tamper with investment. And that's a very complex negotiation. The players are obviously myself from the private sector, the government of Sierra Leone from the, you know, the governance sector, and the people of Sherbro themselves, the chiefs, the community leaders, their voice. So this 3 years has been a combination of negotiation, understanding, dreaming, and I know because a lot of people have been wondering, well, you don't can't take passports. Let me not see them again, you know. Right. And for me, I understand that because things take time, but it has been an incredible journey, and I'm pleased to say, you know, we finally got to a place where the agreement that we have has been signed, and it's ready for us to start taking into a sort of the next phase.
Just out of curiosity, looking at the brand, have you been able to deconstruct the complexities around getting investors, getting people to trust that Sierra Leone is actually a reliable destination for investment?
I mean, look, it's an ongoing challenge. It's an ongoing challenge. But the only brand I can amplify in Amiun.
Yes.
You know, I'm a Sierra Leonean, I'm proud, and I hold myself, even if I'm doing a film in Hollywood, I still hold my heritage up and proud, very much so. So if they like me, they go for like Salon. Right. That's my point, you know. I don't think I alone can shift the narrative. It is a collective, you know. Even sitting here in AYV, you now become an instrument of that change. Because this interview will be dissected, and people will say, wow, he's talking about a country that has essentially had a negative history. So for me, that shift of narrative, that brand building is a collective thing. We're all Salon, all people from Sierra Leone, whether you're in America or you're in the UK or you're in Russia, Seth, you are a representative of the country and you are therefore a part of that brand reconstruction, you know?